Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Diddly Squat Farm, here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, CWATTY. We are harvesting sorghum today, ladies and gents, and yes, before I get all the comments in the video, I know what I did wrong in the last video and why the header wasn't working. It had nothing to do with any mods or anything like that, it was just due to me being a dumbass and forgetting to actually unfold the harvester. I did figure that out after I finished the video. Unfortunately, then it kind of started raining on the map, so I never actually got to do my harvesting, but I did get to go on and do some more drilling. So I got a lot of the oilseed radish drilled. Still one field to go, which is actually the field over there in the top left. That field's got to be done, so I need to bring the seeder over here in a little bit once I've got room to get it in here, because as you can see my mass seat and trailer is currently sat blocking the entrance. I've got to come through here to go through that gate to get into the field where I need to do my next lot of seeding. Then after that, all the oilseed radish is done, which means, ladies and gents, we will be able to then start actually putting crop back in the ground. Actual crop then on the fields that don't need any kind of treatment, that can just be seeded. So that is what we will do. Now, because it rained, and it did rain whilst I was doing some seeding, I decided to take advantage of the fact that it was raining to get a few other little bits and pieces done and set up on the farm, which I'm going to show you in a few moments. I just want to get this really started off. And then I can go fetch my... Wow, that's quite a steep slope down into that field. I just noticed. You don't realise some of the terrain differences and changes when the crops are fully grown. It's only as you start actually like getting into the field doing the harvest and taking the... You realise actually how much the fields actually roll and dip and go quite wonky. But yeah, I'm going to dig into all of these bits and bobs. I've also been having a bit of a think about how I'm going to do a few other little bits and pieces on the farm, and what I'm going to do with a couple of fields as well. Some of the fields that I can't quite get very easy access to, and also coincidentally also have very poor soil, so they're not actually that great for growing stuff on. I'm actually thinking I might repurpose those fields and use them for something else. Okay. And again, I'll show you that in a little while when I go through that process. I'll put my pipe out because I'm going to empty. But yeah, the Crozoni header worked perfectly fine once you unfold the harvester and actually like put it into harvesting mode correctly. Just going to jump out of there. Bring my trailer in. As I say, then I can go fetch the cedar and bring that down. There it is. Quickest way to get to that field is actually... Oh, okay, while we're here then, this is another good reason for leaving that part there. My greenhouse is up and running, ladies and gents. I put in my lovely little water... another one of these lovely little water trap contraptions. So, my greenhouse is producing tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, cocoa beans, onion, cucumbers, garlic, bell peppers, broccoli and pine berries. And you may say to yourself, hang on a minute, Watty, that isn't the normal greenhouse, what the normal greenhouse produces. You'd be quite right. I've swapped the greenhouse for the DD production one. So we are producing better stuff. So that field's got sorghum in it. And then, not being completely satisfied with my terraforming and ground altering stuff that I did with the greenhouse by adding the... excuse me. I have replaced the bees. I've brought the bees back, ladies and gents. And the bees are here now at the farm on this lovely bit of land here as you come in. We've got the beehives. I think that's quite nice. I'm quite happy with that, how that's gone. So yeah, I've got my honey and beeswax being produced there. That's perfectly fine for the time being. Get us, again, say, generate us a bit of income. Same with the greenhouse at the minute. Anything, I think the only thing that I'm not selling out of the greenhouse is the strawberries, which are going to the little mini bakery thing for being turned into cakes when we get all the other ingredients and stuff. But we need to take this down to that field that needs to be drilled. Then another thing I need to do, like I say, which will come in a little while as well, is explain how we're going to do what I'm going to do with the fields. A couple of the fields. Which again, I think will be a better use of them in the long term. This time, I do want to turn left out of here. For the one time, I do actually want to turn left. Right, let's try and do a play course on this field. Right, let's see. I don't want it to do the allow create fields thing. So, we'll set him off. Excellent, he can direct seed me some more oilseed radish. Meanwhile, I can go back to worry about harvesting. To be fair, that is quite an excessive slope there. Might need to get the old smoothing tool out. I think, maybe. Just tickle it up a little bit. But yeah, I was, like I said, I got to do a lot of thinking after the last video, whilst I was still doing work, getting fields drilled and that, waiting for the rain to stop so I could start the harvesting. And like I say, it gave me a lot of chance to think about. And like I say, once I started changing the greenhouse and putting in the bees, I then had even more ideas for what I would like to do. And it pretty much all stems from these fields here. You know, the ones that are really bloody awkward to get into, because like the fact I've got to come through this field, turn around in field 8 to get into field to get into field 6, 4 and 1. Well, my plan is that I'm not going to use those fields for crops anymore. My plan is to use these fields then, instead of crops, I'm going to use these fields for my productions and stuff. So, for example, orchards, greenhouses, and greenhouses with hoops, and anything like that that I require can all go in those fields, where again, my access to them doesn't need to be great, because it's not very often I'm going to actually bother having to go anywhere near them. Because I could set them up to distribute their products to the other processes and factories within the chain automatically. So it's not like I'm going to have to go there, physically pick up the stuff and keep moving it. I'm not going to be doing that. And then anything that doesn't have a use in the production chain, I'm just going to direct sell it. I'm just going to have it sold straight from the factory, or whatever's producing the stuff, whether it be a greenhouse, orchard or whatever. So that's my plan. I'm going to put those in, and again, passively it's going to generate us a lot of income over time, which is nice, which should again help the farm to be more profitable. It then lets me focus more on the fields that, like I say, I can get into and have got better access to for actually growing crops. Because the concern I have is that, like, for example, there's a field here that's ready to harvest, but if I've got crops growing on 6 and 5 that are not ready to harvest yet, I would have to drive through those fields causing destruction to get to that one field. And that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Nor does it make sense to me that I would want to grow 3 identical crops next to each other on those fields, so that they are all ready to harvest at the exact same time. I mean, that's the alternative. The alternative is I put 3 lots of the exact same crop on those fields, and I do the harvesting at the exact same time. And I forgot to lower the header, so I've just caused crop destruction and ruined a lot of sorghum. Oh dear. I wasn't paying attention. But I do think that ideally those fields are probably better used for placeables anyway. The only reason I say that is because I think these fields are probably going to be the flattest terrain on the map, whereas all this stuff here and all this stuff here is quite hilly. So I'm thinking that trying to place factories and buildings and things there is going to cause me a whole world of trouble with terrain deformation and landscaping and stuff that I don't really want to deal with. So it's going to be better for me to put my larger production, such as my orchards, my greenhouses with hoops and stuff, you know, to put them on an area where I've got flattish land, and like I say, somewhere where I don't really plan on having or requiring that much access. It also means then that's 3 less fields I've actually got to worry. Oh, I've done it again. Crop destruction. Sorry, Caleb. Oh, I'm still doing it because I haven't lowered it. You fucking numpty. Oh, I'm having an awful time today, look. Just because I'm not paying attention. I'm doing a lot of talking and a lot of thinking and a lot of thinking about the future and what's ahead of me, and not worrying about the right here and now today, which is harvest this sorghum field and then get on to the bloody next one. Time's ticking. We've almost lost the 2nd of September and I still haven't got any crops put back in the ground yet. Me wheats, me barleys, me canolas for next year. I don't want to miss seeding. I don't want to get to the stage where I don't seed and then I'm stuck next year just doing beans, corn and sunflowers on every field because I've missed the opportunity to plant anything else. I mean, for starters, Jeremy wouldn't be very happy if we didn't get any barley for his hawkstone, would he? Mm. I'm just going to quick send a message to a friend of mine. How am I doing? 61%. We can get that done. Harvesting is completed on that field. Didn't take long. Now I can fold the header up so I can move to the next field. Right. We are going... 10, 8 and 1, I think it is. Should have turned a bit tighter to that other post. Do. Field 10 is coming up. Field 10 is in front of me. Meanwhile, how's my cedar getting on? Cedar seems to be getting on okay. Couple of little miss spots, but I can probably work all of those out. Oh, quite a few miss spots actually. Chose not to do any radiuses, I just chose to do smooth corners this time. So yeah, I need to come and take care of the chevrons when this guy's finished. I'll get closer to the fence, mate. He's going to struggle with the rest of this course, so... because that is very tight there. On that field edge. So I can get the rest of this done. And then we'll carry on sorghum harvesting. Get those 3 fields done. And then we are good. To think where we're at. Like I say, I would like to get some wheat and barley and stuff seeded after I've got all the oil seed done. To me, it kind of managed okay in that corner. I think. I mean, I can double check just by doing that. So we'll just go over to the other side. Just rush at the minute. Working against time constraints. Even though I've got a few days left in the month still, I'm just a little bit worried about how much there is to do in this first year. To get so much done to improve the field state so that that environmental score, precision farming score thing doesn't, you know, unfairly penalise me on my crop selling and stuff. Right, that field's done. Right, we could actually start seeding some proper crops. We could do that with this field over here now. Maybe do the same crop on all 3 of these fields. 4 of these fields if I count that one in the corner there, that one and that one and that one. So do all 4 of these with the same crop. I know I didn't want to do that over here, but then we could do fairly similar things. Anyway, we need to go get the harvester, because we need to carry on with the last 3 of these sorghum harvests. And this should hopefully bring in some nice money, because there's not really a lot I can do with sorghum as a crop apart from sell it. So that could possibly be my plan. Have to bring the tractor and trailer over as well. Another thing I need to do is I need to get the sprayer sorted out for fertilising normal crops. One thing though, I'm looking forward to this lovely yield map. I'm looking forward to seeing that improve next year. I want to see less orange and yellow on it and red, and I want to see more green and sort of turquoisey green. That's my end goal for next year. This time next year on the map. Half full. Straight edge actually, almost on that row. %75. I'm going to need the trailer fairly soon. There we go. 91% full. What I want to do then is fetch the trailer. They're basically half full anyway. At this point. So yeah, I've got that field in the corner to do. And we know we've got another one up here. The one behind the cow shed, actually. But yeah, beehives are in. Backfill this trailer with what's in that harvester. I should think. Which means my next task may be to go and sell this. That's what I'm probably going to do. Yeah, 94%. I probably need to go sell. Just put a little bit more in there. Hire a worker, let him take over whilst I go to do the selling. Right, where am I heading off to? Grain mill. Wait a minute, is mini flour mill is mine. Is mini flour mill got any in it? It has. Well, you can put some more in it later. Let's not do crop destruction by driving on the crop. So we'll go down to the normal grain mill. Right, folks. I'm going to leave the episode here because it's getting a little bit long. When we come back next time, I promise you there'll be no more harvesting to do in September. We will move on to the other field. We will have moved on. I'll have got all the sorghum harvested before the next video. So there may even be a stream at some point where I do some of that work. But I can assure you, we'll have a break from harvesting for a couple of videos at least until we hit October, and then we've probably got corn and sunflower and soybeans and stuff to do. So yeah, I can go through this field, can't I now? Take a bit of a short cut detour type thing. So yes, I will see you in the next video later on in the week, ladies and gents. For now though, it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Diddly Squat Farm, and goodbye from Farming Simulator 22. Cheerio, ladies and gents.